Imagine reaching 80 years old only to discover that your muscle mass has dwindled to half of what it was in your prime. This condition, known as sarcopenia, is a silent epidemic that robs millions of seniors worldwide of their independence and vitality. It affects over 50 million older adults, and the consequences are alarming. Weakened muscles lead to more than 300,000 elderly hospitalizations annually in the United States due to falls. But here's the astonishing revelation. Research published in the Journal of Physiology challenges the long-held belief that such severe muscle loss is an inevitable part of aging. Some individuals in their 70s and 80s possess the strength, functionality, and even physical appearance of people decades younger, while most of their peers struggle with basic tasks like standing from a chair or climbing stairs. These exceptional seniors maintain full independence well into their 90s. They often surpass individuals half their age in strength tests, continue to conquer mountains, compete in sports, and live vibrant, active lives. If this information inspires you to take control of your health, please like and subscribe for more educational content like this. So, what's the secret behind their remarkable vitality? Shockingly, 93% of seniors are unaware of the specific habits that can dramatically slow or even reverse age-related muscle decline. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have meticulously identified these practices, yet most physicians fail to share the single most impactful habit that can help rebuild lost muscle mass well into one's 70s and 80s. Studies from Harvard Medical School reveal that much of the conventional advice given by doctors actually contradicts what science has proven to be essential for preserving strength as we age. Keep reading, because the first habit we'll explore is likely something you're doing incorrectly every single day. This common mistake accelerates muscle atrophy by activating genes that would otherwise remain dormant, hastening the loss of strength and mobility. Correcting this one behavior could determine whether you enjoy your golden years with independence or rely on others for daily tasks. Before we dive in, like and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing health insights, and let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Now, let's explore the 7 science-backed habits that keep some 80-year-olds extraordinarily strong. Habit 7. Embracing hormetic stress for muscle resilience. One of the most counterintuitive practices of exceptionally strong 80-year-olds is their deliberate exposure to hormetic stressors, specific types of stress that, when applied in small, controlled doses, yield significant health benefits. Hormesis is a fascinating biological phenomenon where substances or conditions that are toxic in large amounts become advantageous in tiny, measured doses. The adage, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," is particularly apt here, especially when it comes to muscle health. Research from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging demonstrates that brief exposures to certain stressors activate cellular defense mechanisms that not only preserve, but can even enhance muscle function and growth well into one's 80s. These mechanisms bolster the body's ability to repair and maintain muscle tissue, countering the natural decline associated with aging and enabling seniors to maintain strength and mobility. The primary hormetic stressor utilized by superagers, those seniors who defy the effect of aging, is temperature variation. This practice stimulates brown fat, a metabolically active tissue that burns energy to generate heat, increases mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new energy-producing structures in cells, and triggers the release of adiponectin, a hormone that protects muscle tissue from breakdown. For example, ending a warm shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water, or taking brief cold plunges in a tub can activate these protective pathways. The cold doesn't need to be extreme. Even a mild chill, such as standing in a cool room for a minute, can suffice for beginners. On the opposite end of the spectrum, heat-based stressors like saunas or hot tubs activate heat shock proteins, which shield muscle cells from damage and aid in their repair. A landmark Finnish study found that individuals who use saunas 4 to 7 times per week over a decade experienced 40% less muscle loss compared to non-users. The heat promotes blood flow, reduces inflammation, and supports muscle recovery, making it a powerful tool for seniors. For those without access to a sauna, a hot bath with Epsom salts can provide similar benefits by relaxing muscles and improving circulation. The second hormetic stressor is intermittent fasting, where superagers restrict their eating to an 8 to 10 hour window each day without reducing overall calorie intake. This practice enhances muscle quality by stimulating autophagy, the body's cellular cleansing process that removes damaged components and recycles them for energy. Research from the Salk Institute shows that intermittent fasting can improve mitochondrial activity in muscles by up to 10% in just 12 weeks, leading to stronger, more resilient muscle tissue. For instance, a superager might eat their first meal at 8 a.m. and their last at 6 p.m., fasting overnight to allow the body to focus on repair rather than digestion. This approach is particularly effective because it aligns with the body's circadian rhythms, optimizing metabolic processes during rest hours. The third hormetic stressor involves brief, intense muscle contractions through overcoming isometrics. In this exercise, superagers push or pull against an immovable object, such as a wall, a door frame, or a heavy piece of furniture, for 5 to 10 seconds at maximum effort. These short bursts signal muscle cells to remain large and active without placing excessive strain on joints, which is crucial for seniors with arthritis or joint pain. For example, pressing both hands against a wall as they're trying to push it over, holding for 10 seconds, and repeating 3 times can activate muscle fibers effectively. The sporadic nature of these stressors is key. They must be brief and followed by ample recovery time to avoid overwhelming the body. When applied correctly, these controlled stresses activate longevity genes, such as FOXO and sirtuins, which play a central role in maintaining muscle mass and overall health. For those new to hormetic stress, start with one practice, such as a 30-second cold shower or a single isometric exercise, and gradually incorporate others as your body adapts. The goal is to introduce gentle, beneficial stress that strengthens muscles without causing discomfort or fatigue. Over time, these practices can become a natural part of your routine, offering cumulative benefits that enhance muscle resilience and overall well-being. Habit 6. Mastering protein timing for optimal muscle growth. While the amount of protein consumed is undeniably important for seniors, the timing of protein intake may be even more critical in combating sarcopenia. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at utilizing protein, a condition known as anabolic resistance. This means that even if you're eating enough protein, your muscles may not be absorbing it effectively unless it's distributed properly throughout the day. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition reveals that seniors should avoid consuming their daily protein in a single meal, as is common with heavy dinners, and instead spread it evenly across breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This approach maximizes muscle protein synthesis, the process by which the body builds new muscle tissue to repair and strengthen fibers. Here's the science behind it. After a meal, muscles have a 3 to 4 hour window during which protein synthesis is most active. Most seniors make the mistake of getting the bulk of their protein at dinner, leaving their muscles starved for amino acids during the day. This leads to missed opportunities for muscle repair and growth, accelerating sarcopenia. The optimal strategy is to aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal. For breakfast, ditch low-protein options like cereal or toast and opt for nutrient-dense choices like eggs. 2 large eggs provide about 12 grams of protein. Greek yogurt. A cup offers 20 grams. Or a protein smoothie with whey or plant-based protein powder. For lunch and dinner, incorporate lean meats like chicken or turkey, fish like salmon or cod, dairy like cottage cheese, or vegetarian sources such as lentils, chickpeas, or tofu. For example, a lunch of grilled salmon with quinoa and steamed vegetables can easily hit the 25-gram protein target, while a dinner of lentil soup with a side of Greek yogurt can do the same. This evenly spaced approach can boost muscle protein synthesis by up to 25% compared to consuming the same amount of protein in 1 or 2 meals. A 12-week study conducted by the University of Texas demonstrated the power of this method. Participants who spread their protein intake across 3 meals gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing other aspects of their lifestyle, such as exercise habits. To put this into perspective, imagine a senior who typically eats a light breakfast of toast, 5 grams of protein, a modest lunch of a sandwich, 10 grams, and a protein-heavy dinner steak, 40 grams. By shifting to balanced protein intake, say 25 grams at each meal, they could significantly enhance their muscle strength and resilience without increasing total protein consumption. This simple adjustment can make a profound difference in muscle health. Practical tips for implementation include planning meals in advance to ensure protein-rich options are available. For instance, keep hard-boiled eggs or pre-portioned Greek yogurt in the fridge for quick breakfast and batch-cook protein sources like grilled chicken or lentils for easy lunches. If appetite is a challenge, as it can be for some seniors, protein shakes or bars can supplement meals to reach the 25-gram target. Timing isn't just a detail. It's a game changer for maintaining muscle mass as you age, and it's a habit that can be adopted with minimal effort for maximum impact. Habit 5. Optimizing vitamin D for muscle strength and stability. Did you know that over 80% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D, often referred to as the muscle vitamin? This widespread deficiency is a silent contributor to strength loss, yet it's one of the easiest issues to address with the right strategies. While vitamin D is well known for its role in supporting bone health, its impact on muscle function is equally critical. Research from Harvard University shows that vitamin D activates genes responsible for muscle building and maintenance. Within muscle cells, vitamin D receptors trigger processes that enhance muscle fiber growth and repair, ensuring muscles remain strong, responsive, and capable of supporting daily activities. A groundbreaking study in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% greater muscle strength compared to those with deficiencies. They also exhibited improved reaction time, coordination, and balance, key factors in preventing falls, which are a leading cause of injury and hospitalization among the elderly. For context, a single fall can lead to fractures, lengthy recovery periods, and a significant loss of independence, making fall prevention a top priority. Vitamin D deficiency is defined as levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter, while superagers consistently maintain levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter, often through a combination of diet, supplements, and sensible sun exposure. Sunlight is a natural source of vitamin D, as the skin converts UVB rays into the vitamin. However, this process becomes less efficient with age. By 65, the skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight drops by 50%, and factors like limited outdoor time or sunscreen use further reduce production. The standard recommendation of 600 IU of vitamin D per day is often inadequate for seniors, particularly those with darker skin tones or living in northern latitudes with less sunlight. Research suggests that most seniors need 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, tailored based on blood test results, to achieve and maintain optimal levels. To incorporate vitamin D through diet, include fatty fish like salmon or mackerel. A 3-ounce serving of salmon provides about 500 IU. Egg yolks. 1 yolk offers 40 IU, and fortified foods like dairy or plant-based milks. For example, a breakfast of 2 eggs and a glass of fortified milk can contribute significantly to daily intake. Additionally, aim for 15 to 20 minutes of direct midday sun exposure, depending on your skin type, location, and season. For those in sunnier regions, exposing arms and legs to sunlight during a short walk can be sufficient, while those in cloudier climates may need longer exposure or rely more on supplements. However, a critical caution: high-dose vitamin D supplementation must be paired with vitamin K2, found in fermented foods like natto, kimchi, or certain animal products like liver, to prevent calcium from depositing in arteries and ensure it supports bones and muscles. This synergistic nutrient interaction is often overlooked but vital for safety and efficacy. For instance, a senior taking 4,000 IU of vitamin D daily without K2 might inadvertently increase the risk of arterial calcification, which can lead to cardiovascular issues. To determine your vitamin D needs, consult your doctor for a blood test to measure 25-hydroxyvitamin D levels. Aim to maintain levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter to protect your muscles from wasting away and enhance overall physical stability. Regular monitoring, especially during winter months or for those with limited sun exposure, ensures levels remain in the optimal range, providing a foundation for muscle health and fall prevention. Habit 4. Managing chronic inflammation for muscle preservation. What unites exceptionally strong seniors? Remarkably low levels of inflammation. Inflammaging, a term for chronic, low-grade inflammation, is a major driver of muscle loss in older adults. It accelerates the breakdown of muscle protein faster than the body can rebuild it and inhibits anabolic signals triggered by exercise and protein intake, effectively undermining efforts to maintain strength. A seminal study from Tufts University found that seniors with the highest inflammatory markers lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with the lowest, regardless of their diet or exercise routines. This underscores a critical need to address inflammation as a cornerstone of muscle health. Superagers employ targeted strategies to keep inflammation in check, setting them apart from their peers. First, they prioritize consistent high-quality sleep, going to bed at the same time each night, and sleeping in a completely dark, cool room. Poor sleep can increase inflammatory cytokines by up to 40%, hastening muscle atrophy and impairing recovery. For example, maintaining a bedtime of 10 p.m. and waking at 6 a.m. in a room with blackout curtains and a temperature of 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit can optimize sleep quality. A regular sleep schedule supports muscle repair, reduces systemic inflammation, and enhances overall resilience. Second, superagers focus on gut health, as aging-related changes in gut flora are a direct cause of systemic inflammation, according to University of California research. Their diets are rich in variety, 30 or more plant food per week, including fruits like berries, vegetables like broccoli and spinach, nuts like almonds, and seeds like chia. They also consume fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi, which provide natural probiotics to support beneficial gut bacteria. Diverse fiber sources, such as whole grains, legumes, and root vegetables, are eaten daily to nourish the gut microbiome. For instance, a lunch of mixed greens with chickpeas, walnuts, and a side of kefir can promote gut health and reduce inflammation. Third, superagers carefully plan their exercise intensity to avoid exacerbating inflammation. While regular movement is essential, excessive high-intensity workouts can spike inflammatory markers in older adults, particularly those with existing joint issues. They opt for moderate activity most days, such as brisk walking, swimming, or light strength training, with brief high-intensity intervals, such as 30 seconds of fast walking or bodyweight squats, once or twice a week to stimulate muscle growth without triggering inflammation. This balanced approach ensures muscles are challenged without overwhelming the body's recovery capacity. Finally, superagers incorporate anti-inflammatory nutrients into their diets. These include 2 to 3 grams of omega-3 fatty acids daily from fatty fish like salmon or supplements, curcumin from turmeric, often paired with black pepper to enhance absorption, and polyphenol-rich foods like blueberries, green tea, dark chocolate, and extra virgin olive oil. For example, a daily smoothie with blueberries, spinach, and a tablespoon of flaxseed oil can deliver a potent anti-inflammatory boost. University of California researchers found that age-related gut bacteria shifts can increase inflammatory markers by 29% in just 12 weeks, but these dietary strategies counteract that rise. To monitor inflammation, request a high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, HSCRP, blood test from your doctor. Superagers keep levels below 1 milligrams per liter, compared to the 3 to 5 times higher levels seen in typical seniors, providing a measurable benchmark for success. Habit 3. Prioritizing key micronutrients for muscle function. While dietary guidelines often emphasize macronutrients like protein, superagers with extraordinary muscle strength pay meticulous attention to micronutrients that facilitate protein synthesis and muscle function. These nutrients act as catalysts, enabling the body to maximize the benefits of protein and exercise. Without them, even the best diet and workout plan may fall short in preventing muscle loss. Researchers at the University of Vermont have dubbed magnesium the forgotten electrolyte for muscle health, as it's essential for over 300 enzymatic reactions involved in muscle contraction, energy production, and nerve signaling. Alarmingly, over 70% of seniors are deficient in magnesium, often due to inadequate dietary intake or medications that deplete it, such as diuretics. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with adequate magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip strength and significantly better physical performance than those with even mild deficiencies. Superagers consume magnesium-rich foods daily, such as dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, nuts, almonds, cashews, seeds, pumpkin, sunflower, and dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher. They also supplement with highly bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate or threonate, which are gentler on the stomach and better absorbed in cheaper forms like magnesium oxide. For example, a handful of almonds, about 50 milligrams of magnesium, and a serving of spinach, 80 milligrams, can contribute significantly to the recommended daily intake of 400 to 420 milligrams for men and 310 to 320 milligrams for women. Another key micronutrient is creatine, which isn't just for young bodybuilders. A 2015 McMaster University study showed that creatine supplementation, combined with strength training, significantly improved muscle mass, strength, and even cognitive function in older adults. A daily dose of 3 to 5 grams enhances muscle energy production by increasing ADP availability and increases water content in muscle cells, creating an anabolic environment conducive to growth. Creatine is found naturally in small amounts in red meat and fish, but supplementation is often necessary to achieve therapeutic levels, especially for vegetarians or those with limited meat intake. Methylated B12, a form of vitamin B12, is also critical, as aging reduces the body's ability to absorb this nutrient due to declining stomach acid production. Medications like proton pump inhibitors, used for acid reflux, and metformin for diabetes, further deplete B12 levels, impairing muscle energy production and nerve function. Superagers opt for methylcobalamin, the active form of B12, over the less effective cyanocobalamin found in many multivitamins. A daily dose of 500 to 1,000 micrograms can support muscle and nerve health, particularly for those with absorption issues. For example, a sublingual methylcobalamin tablet can bypass digestive barriers, ensuring optimal uptake. Additionally, trace minerals like zinc, selenium, and chromium support protein synthesis and insulin sensitivity, which are essential for delivering nutrients to muscle tissue. A Tufts University study found that optimal levels of these minerals were associated with a 22% increase in muscle mass maintenance over 5 years. Foods rich in these minerals include oysters and pumpkin seeds, zinc, Brazil nuts, selenium, and broccoli and whole grains, chromium. Superagers use micronutrient testing to identify and address specific deficiencies, tailoring supplementation to their unique needs rather than relying on generic multivitamins, which may include unnecessary or poorly absorbed nutrients. This personalized approach ensures they get the right nutrients in the right amounts, maximizing muscle health and overall vitality. Habit 2. Strengthening neuromuscular connections for efficient muscle activation. Here's a critical yet often overlooked fact. Muscle loss in seniors isn't solely about the muscle fibers themselves. The neuromuscular junctions, the connections between muscles and the nervous system, are frequently the weakest link. These junctions act like electrical outlets, transmitting signals from the brain to activate muscles. After age 60, these connections degrade rapidly, rendering diet and exercise less effective if not addressed. Research from the University of Michigan reveals that superagers have far better neuromuscular connections than their peers, enabling efficient muscle activation and coordination. To preserve these vital links, superagers engage in coordination-focused activities that strengthen brain-to-muscle pathways. Exercises like Tai Chi, ballroom dancing, tennis, or even ping pong require precise, coordinated movements that enhance neural recruitment of muscle fibers. For example, Tai Chi involves slow, deliberate movements that improve balance and proprioception, while ping pong demands quick reflexes and hand-eye coordination. A 2020 study showed that seniors who participated in such activities twice weekly preserved neuromuscular connections 31% better than those doing conventional exercise, like walking or light weightlifting. These activities are not only effective but also enjoyable, making them sustainable for long-term adherence. For those with mobility limitations, seated versions of coordination exercises, such as arm circles or rhythmic tapping, can still provide benefits. Superagers also use targeted supplements to support neuromuscular health. Alpha-lipoic acid, 300 to 600 milligrams daily, and acetyl-L-carnitine, 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily, protect nerve muscle connections from oxidative damage, which accumulates with age. Certain forms of vitamin B1, like benfotiamine 150 to 300 milligrams daily, and huperzine A 100 to 200 micrograms daily, derived from Chinese club moss, boost acetylcholine, the primary neurotransmitter for muscle activation. These supplements are often taken under medical supervision to ensure safety and efficacy. Additionally, superagers practice simple breathing techniques, such as box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, to stimulate the vagus nerve, which regulates neuromuscular transmission. Just 5 minutes daily can increase muscle neural activation by up to 15%, improving strength and coordination. Perhaps most intriguingly, a Columbia University study found that regular cognitive activities, like solving puzzles, learning a new language, or playing a musical instrument, directly improve neuromuscular function by strengthening shared neural pathways between the brain and muscles. For example, playing the piano requires both cognitive effort and fine motor control, reinforcing the brain's ability to communicate with muscles. By combining coordination exercises, supplements, breathing techniques, and cognitive challenges, superagers maintain efficient muscle recruitment well into their 80s and beyond, ensuring their muscles respond promptly and powerfully to commands. Habit 1. Progressive resistance training as the cornerstone of strength. The most critical habit distinguishing exceptionally strong 80-year-olds, deemed the most powerful anti-aging intervention by Tufts University, is progressive resistance training. Unlike the light, repetitive exercises many seniors rely on, superagers use targeted, progressive programs to combat muscle atrophy. The principle here is use it or lose it, but with a crucial caveat. Muscles require increasing challenges to stay strong. Walking, water aerobics, or lifting the same light weights week after week won't suffice past age 60, as muscles adapt to familiar stress and cease to grow. Superagers' approach is unique in several ways. First, they prioritize intensity over duration. A McMaster University study found that 2 weeks of high-intensity resistance training to the point of failure, where another repetition isn't possible with proper form, produced greater muscle gains than 5 weeks of moderate-intensity exercise. This transit muscle failure triggers protein synthesis for up to 72 hours post-workout, sending powerful anabolic signals to the muscles. For example, performing a set of bodyweight squats until you can't complete another rep with good form activates muscle-building pathways more effectively than doing more reps at a lower intensity. Second, superagers focus on compound movements, such as modified squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, and pulls, which engage multiple muscle groups simultaneously and elicit stronger hormonal responses than isolated exercises like bicep curls or leg extensions. These movements are adapted to accommodate joint health and mobility limitations. For instance, a chair-assisted squat or a seated row with resistance bands. Third, they employ progressive overload, gradually increasing the weight, repetitions, or difficulty over time. Using the same weights month after month leads to stagnation, as muscles adapt to familiar stress. Superagers track their progress in a workout journal and incrementally challenge themselves, perhaps adding 5 pounds to a dumbbell lift or an extra rep every 2 weeks. Fourth, superagers emphasize the eccentric, lowering phase of exercises, which strengthens muscles with less joint strain, slowly lowering a weight. For example, taking 3 to 4 seconds to lower a dumbbell during a bicep curl maximizes muscle tension while minimizing injury risk. This technique is particularly effective for seniors, as it builds strength without the high impact of concentric lifting phases. A University of Alabama study showed that a 12-week progressive resistance training program increased senior strength by 35% and added an average of 3.3 pounds of muscle, alongside improvements in cognitive function, bone density, and blood glucose control. These benefits extend beyond muscles, enhancing overall health and quality of life. The biggest mistake seniors make is assuming resistance training is too risky or unnecessary. In reality, avoiding it increases the risk of frailty, falls, and loss of independence. To start, consult a certified trainer or physical therapist to ensure proper form, and select exercises suited to your fitness level. Begin with bodyweight exercises or light resistance bands, progressing to dumbbells or gym machines as strength improves. Aim for 2 30-minute sessions per week, gradually increasing intensity to challenge your muscles safely. This habit alone can profoundly slow the aging process, enabling you to move, lift, and live with confidence. Conclusion: take action today for a stronger tomorrow. These 7 research-backed habits: embracing hormetic stress, mastering protein timing, optimizing vitamin D, managing inflammation, prioritizing micronutrients, strengthening neuromuscular connections, and committing to progressive resistance training, explain the extraordinary strength and vitality of some 80-year-olds. Each habit targets a unique aspect of muscle health, working synergistically to defy sarcopenia and preserve independence. Start with one habit today. Perhaps a cold shower, a protein-balanced breakfast, or a short resistance training session, and gradually incorporate the others over time. Investing in your strength now will pay dividends in mobility, confidence, and quality of life later. Are you already practicing any of these habits? Which one surprised you most? Do you know a senior with remarkable strength for their age? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know where you're watching from. Your stories and insights inspire others to take action. Thank you for joining us, and please like and subscribe for more health insights to help you thrive at any age. Let's commit to building a stronger, healthier future together.